What is up, guys? It's your boy Blackrue back with another video. Before we get started, cue Indigo Saint. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Blackrue investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe I was Blackrue investing. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifesting. So we binge on our Blackrue investing. Best believe I was Blackrue investing. Got course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that Blackrue investing. Best believe I was Blackrue investing.
My man Indigo, what is going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Gemini made whole. We will also be talking about questions. If anyone has any, just go ahead and put them in the chat. Let's go ahead.
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you.
Again, to all you guys, Happy New Year. Straight up, little Ice Cube for you. I think I messed up playing that. Let's do that one more again. Little Ice Cube for y'all, because today is a good day, start of a new year, a year that we can accumulate some really great cryptos. Let's see here. I keep clicking on the wrong thing. What's going on, Manosphere Hall of Fame? The same to you. Much digital prosperity your way as well. Let me go ahead and grab a link to the show here, so I can put that in Twitter for everybody to come over and take a look. While people are coming in, again, we're going to be talking about Gemini made whole, and we'll have time for questions at the end here. Just want to grab this so we can get the folks from Twitter. So that's there. Let's grab the Twitter folks while people are piling in. Also, while people are piling in, if you guys haven't already, please do check me out on Rockfin. I'll put a link in the description here. On Rockfin, we talk more topics that don't have to do with crypto. Almost quote unquote, you can say they're truther, quote unquote, topics. There's another word for that, but I don't want to say that too close to the beginning of my video, just in case they're like YouTube scanning it. Yeah, I'm trying to post this in here. I don't know what just happened there. Didn't like it. Let's do that one more time. Live now. Bam. And then let's bring up the Rockfin. Why don't we here? And let me put a link to the Rockfin in the chat, so anyone who wants to sign up for it can sign up for it. I just did a very nice stream in which we analyzed Ye and Jesus Walks. I'm sorry, not Jesus Walks. Jesus is King. Pretty cool video. Gets into gematria a little bit. For those of you who are familiar with gematria, some real good gems here on the Rockfin. Let me bring up the account right quick, and I'll give you guys the link. Boom. Bam. You can see over here all types of kind of alternative content. The one I really love the most here is applying the 7 hermetic principles to investing. I feel everyone should know the 7 hermetic principles, particularly, and I hope it don't sound sexist saying this, particularly guys, I think they really should know the 7 hermetic principles, but don't mean it in a sexist way, but I think it applies most to us. So let me put that in the chat here. Boom. And okay, so Gemini made whole. A tad bit of a quick clickbaity title, but not really. So Cameron Winklevoss, one half of the Winklevoss twins who own the Gemini exchange, sent an open letter to Barry Seibert, who is like head guy over at DCG. He said Barry today has marked like 47 days since Genesis has halted withdrawals. And he basically kind of gets down into the meat and potatoes of it. And it's like, basically he kind of almost puts out an ultimatum. Like basically, let us know if you're going to make us whole by January 8th. And he basically said that that you're in a hole approximately $1.67 billion. So if Gemini is going to be made whole, this is actually a very good first step. He's out here and he's taking up for the people who are on his exchange. He's saying, look, make my people whole, dude. Make my people whole. Just to read this part right here. I'm sorry, I tried to enlarge this, but this is like the best I could do. To be clear, this mess is entirely of your own making. DCG, Digital Currency Group, of which you are the founder and CEO, owes Genesis, its wholly owned subsidiary, $1.675 billion. This is the money that Genesis owes to earn users and to other creditors. You took this money, the money of school teachers, to fuel share buybacks, illiquid venture investments, and kamikaze grayscale NAV trades that ballooned the fee-generating AUM of your trust, all at the expense of creditors, and all for your own personal gain. It is now time for you to take responsibility and do the right thing. So hopefully they do the right thing. One thing for us to look at here, and before we look at that, let's see who's in the house here. What is up, Crypto Lady? Woo, what's up? Yo. I did not realize how big these guys' portfolios are. Like, look at this. So they got the graph, Horizon, which we did a nice video here on the channel. Check that out. Horizon Labs, Flare, where are we here? Stacks, Grayscale, Circle, Silvergate, which is like the like a crypto bank. Again, Horizon, Big Time, Genesis, Avanti, that was the other crypto that's a bank in the US, by the way. It's Avanti, Kraken, and Telcoin. Those are only ones, as far as I know. Grayscale, Ledger. So everybody's talking about buy a freaking, do cold storage. You're actually helping them out, by the way, because they own Ledger. If you're buying a Ledger wallet, that is. Curve. They're so heavy out here. Coinbase, or used to be FTX, of course. Kraken, Coinflex. Got investments in Ripple, Polygon, Hedera, Akala, Lightning Network, Reserve. Shout out, we were looking at Reserve. We were looking at Reserve Rights as one of our lottery plays, by the way, because it's sitting at under a cent right now. This is gonna come up, so that's Reserve Rights. Reserve is the stable coin. So this is one of our lottery plays, by the way, that we've been talking about. And that's not all. They're deep. They're continuing to be deep out here. Decentraland. And then to the fourth page, oh, I don't know what just happened right there. And to the fourth page, anyone recognize? CoinDesk, right? They're just so heavy out here. Ethereum. Just so they're huge. So the thought is you would think that they had the money through all of this. I know one that I just missed that was pretty big is Dapper Labs, which they're also invested in. Just huge out here. Huge out here. See if we got any questions out here, over here. Hey, Relaxing Serenity Sounds. So basically it's kind of an ultimatum. Are they going to pay? I don't know, but one way to look at this though is that this bodes really well for where were we looking at that? For Cameron Winklevoss, because the Gemini exchange, if they're going to move into this next bull run and have the confidence of their customers, they're really going to need to have this like taken care of. If they're going to try to move on with things like I think that they're silent partners at AMP. They never say that they are or are not, but they're going to move on to stuff like AMP and the Flexo network where they're actually doing like remittance payments. They're going to need for people to be confident in what they're doing. And this could probably also be another lotto play with AMP and the Flexa network. Because otherwise, people are not going to have confidence in their exchange. And coming up here on the next bull run, exchanges like Coinbase, exchanges like LCX will start getting Gemini's market share. And that won't be good for them. You know, that won't be good for them if people don't have confidence in their exchange. So kudos to him for stepping up right now and telling Barry Siebert that he needs to, you know, pay what he owes, right? So hopefully that gets done here. Hopefully that gets done here. So let's take a look at AMP and its history, price history right quick before we go out for questions. This guy got as high as 11 cents. So sitting here, saying it gets back to 11 cents again, that would be a 33x. I don't know, could be possible. But one thing to note here is it does have a huge supply as well. Almost 100 billion, right? But if we come over here and look at like the Flexa network, and the fact with the Flexa network that you can already use it to pay a few different things. Flexicoin is actually, I believe, AMP. So that's why this is kind of like a broken link. But let's go to the Flexer Networks website. Hopefully I show you some of the places that you can actually pay with or pay to. That looks like Office Depot, Office Max. I know they can do Barnes and Noble. That's all through, I believe you can get Flexa through your Gemini app. It's been a while since I was with my Gemini wallet. I don't have much money over there. But you can see here they're building things on top of it. Argent, Dash Wallet, Eternal. So they're building some things on top of it. But the whole point is to have like remittance payments and to have better like kind of, you know, remittance payments that are fast and, you know, you don't have to pay as many fees as like going through like say a MoneyGram or a Western Union, regardless of the fact that MoneyGram is now teaming with Stellar. that's a different conversation. But yeah, so that's what they're trying to create with AMP and the Flexa network. And if people are going to have a confidence in these projects, the Winklevoss twins are going to have to get this done. ASAP ski. See if we got any questions over here. They took a big L with FTX. Yes, they did. They took a big L with FTX. But you know what? A lot of this portfolio actually does look really good when you look at things like the Graph and Dapper Labs. Like, they're probably going to try to stall before they give them all the money. And Parity, those are the people that do Polkadot. So there's a ton of things that we could actually look at that they're related, that they have relations to here. As far as like the Graph goes, Horizon goes, Dapper Labs and Flow, Purity and Polkadot, Stacks. They just have their fingers in a lot of stuff. And we already saw here Circle, which is USDC. And then if we go over here further, we saw Ethereum. So let's take a look at some of these, especially the Graph. I'm pretty high on the Graph. So the Graph, they have these things called subgraphs, subnodes. And basically they're going to make, let me see, I'll just put it in the ticker, GRT. Okay, boom. Since I apparently can't type the Graph today. Let me make sure I'm sharing over here. Okay, I am. Okay, the Graph sitting at 6 cents. Quite a bargain. I think this guy was as high as $2 at some point. Yes, it was. But let's pretend they just drained all of that out. Just crazy. Let's just pretend it gets back to $1.11 or something like that. Sitting at 6 cents, that's well over like a 15x from here. And that's just taking it at $1.11, right? Just for rounding sake, let's say $1.20. $1.20 would be 1 second, guys. $1.20 would be a 20x. So very, very cool. But let's look a little bit about the subgraphs and the subgraph technology. So again, it's referencing another protocol, which is the interplanetary file system, which is Filecoin, and we talked about that a little bit a couple days ago. That is also on this list. Let's see. Did I pass it? Interplanetary. That is also on this list somewhere. Interplanetary file system. I could have sworn I saw it on this list. I know it's on here somewhere, but I must be skipping over it somehow. I think it's IPS. Also, apparently they have forks into Ripple and Hedera and the Lightning Network and Polygon. Like, they're basically like the whole market at this point. I think I missed it in here somewhere, but I'm pretty sure I saw the interplanetary file system in here, IP. I thought I saw it in here somewhere. You guys might have already seen it, but anyways, let's go back here. It's an indexing protocol for querying data networks like Ethereum and an interplanetary file system. So they can query either one of these, and you can kind of think about it as when things like the metaverse are in full swing, the graph will help make it very much easier for them to sort data and to parse data and to get valuable data off of, like, okay, who's doing what. That's just so, that's so ingenious. That's so so valuable for them, because then they can do and influence and sell whatever they want with that data. And you can see they're already kind of getting stuff like that going, because another partner of theirs, Decentraland, they're using that already with Decentraland. They're using that already with Uniswap. Let's see if we got any questions here. Okay, no, keep going here. So that's why I'm pretty high on this project, because it has such a real world use case, and it can be applied to things like Decentraland, applied to things like Uniswap and others, right? And other things. So yeah, I'm real heavy on this guy. See which other one here were we going to take a look at. I think we took a look at Hedera yesterday, so we don't necessarily need to do that guy. Okay, there it is, IPVS, or IPFS. I thought I saw it. Just kept overlooking it here. And you guys know about Polygon. We don't have to take a look at that. Curve. Actually, let's take a look at Curve right quick. Curve is one of those projects that has a lot of DeFi money wrapped up into it. If we come over here to DeFi Llama, the tool I use to just check how much DeFi is locked up in a certain project, but it also tells you how much is locked up in different DeFi projects itself. I know Curve is probably one of the top, at least the top 100. Okay, there we go, top 5, with 3.64 billion locked in Curve. And Curve is almost like DeFi Forex, you know what I mean? Like, so let's see how these guys describe it. Curve might not be a bad play on the next bull market as well. Decent supply, only about 3.3 billion. Was as high as $6, so sitting right here, that's like a 12x, not bad. So exactly, so a decentralized exchange for stablecoins that uses automated market maker to manage this liquidity. So really, they're almost like a kind of like a 4x, where they're like kind of playing with the margins between stablecoins to make money. See if we can open it right quick. Oh, okay, they changed it up a little bit. They put like a DEX front end on it. Yeah, I'm glad they changed it up a little bit, because it used to be so basic over here. This looks a little bit better. Okay, apparently it's unresponsive, so we'll just leave that alone. Hopefully that didn't boot me off here. Okay, perfect. So So yeah, Curve is definitely one to watch. Coming into the next bull market. Let's break down some of these DeFi platforms since we almost never look at like the DeFi platforms themselves. Let's take a look before I go off here. Let's take a look at Uniswap, PancakeSwap, and Convex before we go, and then if there are no more questions, I'll sign off. So let's take a look at Uniswap. You can see there Uniswap has over 3.35 billion locked in it. Let's see how much it was when we were bull marketing it. So yeah, when the bull market was in flying, almost 10 billion locked up in it. Crazy. So you know this is just going to continue to get fees. People like to use the Uniswap as a decentralized swap, or like King and Zay call it, centralized, decentralized swaps. Let's see how high it was. In the last bull market, which makes me think too, like if you could find, like a lot of them are already defined right now, right? Like the Uniswaps and stuff like that. If you could kind of find the next big swap on a chain that doesn't really have its DeFi going yet, like maybe a saucer swap on Hedera, maybe that's going to be its really big decentralized, centralized swap, right? Maybe you can make a little cash doing that. Not financial advice, but just something to think about. So they were as high as about $44. Wow, they've really only seen one bull run. So gotta think it'll be higher than $44 in the next bull run. But let's just take $45 as a point here. Only 1 billion supply. So sitting at 550, we got, sorry, my mouse is going a little crazy here. So let's do some quick math there. Almost a 10x maybe? Okay, that's a 8x. So 8 times 5 is 40, so that's about a 8x here on Uniswap. And then let's look at Convex. I'm typing, but it's not. Okay, there we go. Convex Finance. I believe they're related to Curve, if I'm not mistaken. Max supply only 100 million. This one hasn't been around that long, I don't believe. Almost a top 100. It's 101. We look at it. Oh, as high as $50. Sitting here at 322. So let's just say $3, right? 3 times 15 is 45. So we got at least a 16x in this, right? If it can get back to those highs, that might be something to look at. And we're kind of just looking at these alone. We know that there's big money going through them. They got 3.5 billion or 3.3 billion right now going through this right now, Uniswap. And Convex it's in the billions as well. So we're just playing on, since there's money flowing through it and there's swaps We know they're going to get fees from people doing the swaps, and this happens to be a yield. We know they're going to get fees from using the platform. So we're just playing them based off of that we know that they're going to get that type of volume coming through them. Another thought would be Pancake Swap, which we can check out as well. I believe the ticker for them is just Cake. Now, these are kind of, like, I think these plays come behind things like XRP and stuff like that, because in order to use like a Pancake Swap, you need to know how to use a wallet. You need to know how to go on and do, swapping on, an exchange just using a wallet. And you might need to know if you don't have a Binance USA account, you need to know how to put it on Binance Smart Chain. Like, okay, who's going to go through all of that? So maybe the better play is to stick with the layer ones, if you will. But there's still a play here, because we know, okay, people did use it back here in this last bull run. So for the very least, you can almost think, okay, maybe 44 was overvalued, but maybe 24 isn't. So if 24 isn't, possible 8x there, right? So just something to think about there. Ooh, I'll have to check out. Yeah, I like the concept of Gemini, or not Gemini, excuse me, Galileo. So I definitely need to check that out. I might have to go pick up some of those tokens if they're not too expensive. But I'll have to do like an analysis on that, because usually a lot of times when they first come out is when they're first like really kind of expensive, and then they dump on you, and then once they dump on you, then that's the time to go grab it. But that's just how I feel about it. It might not be like that, but I need to go check that out. So, alrighty, so since we don't have any questions, guys, catch me tomorrow on the Gentleman of Crypto. I'll be on there at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Have a good one, guys. Peace.